Hello everybody, welcome to Baseball Outside the Box tip of the day. Thanks for joining us again. We've got some pretty good tips coming, but before we start, special recognition to a great mentor of mine. Met him when he was 15 years old. I want to recognize somebody every day, hopefully, that has been an influence in my life and also in my coaching career. This gentleman I met again when I was 15 years old at the Mickey Owen Baseball School. I saw an ad in Baseball Digest, wanted to go to baseball school and start off as a counselor, as a student. My next year I became a counselor, and I met the world famous Dick Birmingham, one of the best teachers, coaches, role models, people that you could ever meet. Dick has spoken at the American Baseball Coaches Association, many times. He was inducted in the Iowa High School Coaches Hall of Fame, which he never coached in Iowa, but spoke there 14 times at their convention. He's spoken all over the country. God rest his soul. Passed away a few years ago. Again, I was with Dick for over 30 years. Just an incredible individual. Learned so much from him just by hanging out, how you deal with people, relationships, talking to people, communicating. So much to learn. Not only how you deal with people, but also players. He could have managed in the big league. He could have coached anywhere he wanted. He could have done anything in his life and his career that he wanted to. He was that good. So again, special thanks to Dick Birmingham. Rosemary, his wife, who's in Springfield, Missouri, his daughters, his sons. You guys have been great. So thank you all. We continue to pass on Dick Birmingham's legacy, no matter what. Here on the tip of the day. Also on Baseball Outside the Box podcast. And go to baseballoutsidethebox.com. Check out the podcast. A lot of great people that I interview there, specialists in the game, people who love to challenge the status quo. Check it out. Tomorrow we will have a very special guest, Paul Babcock, who actually played for Gordie Gillespie, who we're going to highlight. He wrote a special book about Gordie. Gordie Gillespie, by far one of the top college coaches ever in the industry. Everybody knows Gordie. Spoke at the ABCA. You could hear a pin drop. Talk about a mentor, leader, another one. He actually coached our 12U USA team in the 90s. That was an unbelievable experience. I can tell that story another time where actually when I met him and talked to him and invited him to be the head coach, I never thought he would take the position, but he did. Gordie was very influential in so many people's lives. So Paul Babcock wrote a book about him. Today we're going to do the interview on Baseball Outside the Box. We should have it up by tomorrow or the next day. You're going to learn from one of the best college baseball coaches in the country, why he was so good. So that's going to be exciting. So check it out, baseballoutsidethebox.com. Also, a little bit of shout out for Eric Burns on MLB Network. I'm going to put a couple of these highlights on my Twitter, Baseball Out. You can check it out, or Better Baseball. You can check it out on Facebook also and Instagram. Eric Burns, a shout out today on MLB Network. Why? Because he brought up the comment. He showed some fundamentals that were flawing in the major leagues, and if they're struggling in the major leagues with fundamentals, we know they're struggling at the younger levels. And the comment he made is that we should not get away from the fundamentals of the game. We should continue to work and hammer on the fundamentals. We all get it. You got to understand the science behind the game. You got to have bat speed. You want to increase bat speed. You want to increase arm speed. But you got to have fundamentals of the game, not just in pitching or hitting, but also in the complete game itself. He was particularly talking about outfield play in this particular series. Check it out on MLB Network. Great series. And he brought up some good comments. So coaches, parents, and players, stick to the fundamentals. They will make you better. So the tip of the day piggybacks off of the last tip. The last tip was about throwing down to second base between innings, making sure that your second baseman, shortstops were starting from their position. And now we're going to piggyback on that and go to, do we always have to throw to second base? Okay. Always ask the questions why, and is there something better to do? You've got 9 innings or 8 innings to be able to throw down to second base, or how many innings you might play. I'll utilize every inning to make sure that you're working on something, not just going through the motions. Because remember, we want to create good habits, and during the season, you got to continue the good habits. That's why you continue to work on your fundamentals. If your coaches don't work on fundamentals with you during the season, do it on your own. Go out to the park, go out somewhere, throw balls against the wall, work on your swing, dry swings, whatever it may be. work on your fundamentals. Even if it's 5-10 minutes a day, it doesn't have to be a lot. Maintain those skills. So now the tip of the day is, do we have to throw down a second base every inning after the pitcher's done warming up? No. We can work on pickoffs on the catcher throwing to first. Work on that technique, Nate down, thrown to the first baseman, the communication. First baseman where he's sitting off the bag, then breaks for the bag and throws and catches and tags. Do we have to throw to first? No, we could throw to third like a guy stealing third base. We could also do a fake to second base and throw to third, like you had first and third situations. There's many different ones. And I know a coach told me one day, he said, well, then we're giving up what we're doing, in games. Look, we all know that you can throw to first base, that you're working on it. We all know you can throw to third. We all know you might fake and throw to third base. We all get that, so there's no reason why we can't practice it all the time. So for all of you, from all of me, and want to wish you the best, I'm Pete Caliendo. That's your tip of the day. This is Baseball Outside the Box tip of the day, and I'll see you on the next show.